All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of Enigmatica 6. I hope everyone is doing great. I know that I am. As you might be able to notice, and as I mentioned in the last episode, if you were able to catch it, I am recording this one after that one, like pretty much right away. Grabbed the thumbnail, and that was about it. Put some stuff away from our inventory. But I'm ready to keep rocking and rolling as long as you guys are as well. So, for our last episode, for those of you who did not catch it, we did go ahead and dive into thermal series a little bit more and get some things up and going. So mainly our machines up and going, right? Redstone furnace, pulverizer, and we started going down the power generation path, which I would love to keep going down that way. I would love to keep going down these paths as well, is what I was trying to start saying. But I think this will be probably our last episode around it for a little while, just because we did do a little bit of it in season 1, and I don't want to retread too much ground. So, but it really is a great way to get power up and going. Now, one of the things the two machines I want to get up and going today, well, two machines and one power production. Two machines are fractioning still and our induction smelter, and then I want to get a compression dynamo up and going as well. That'd be really, really nice. So, that being said, let's just dive into it. So, I did go ahead and start getting some Invar going, so we should be good to go with that. And I would really like to get our pretty pipes going as well. But this really should be straightforward. So we're going to need a blast furnace. So we're going to need a furnace and some smooth stone. So let's grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then 1, 2, 3 of those. And let's get 2 of these going because I would like to keep one over here. We don't have a furnace over here, and I think it would be very smart of us to have a setup right here for these scenarios where we need to just craft up or to smelt up something really quick. Like throw these in here, just let them rock and roll and be good to go with that. Let's take a look back at what we're going to need for our induction smelter. So we not only need that, we also need a machine frame, which I know I have a couple just chilling over here. I put them away, so I guess we should grab our machine frames. Anything else from thermal in here that we care about? We might need some iron nuggies as we continue on. So let's grab some iron nuggies. Chicken nuggets sound pretty fire right now. I could go for some chicken nuggets. Again, for those of you who kept up, who were watching the last episode, I was mentioning that I was quite hungry and I still have yet to eat something. So probably after this video, I'm going to go and get some food going. But I still have my drink, which is perfect. We do need some sand, which I don't think I have any sand. I think I smelted it all up, if I'm not mistaken. Get that, and let's check here. Yeah, we don't have any sand hanging out in here. I don't think I have an easy way to get sand, so what we're going to have to do is head down to the shoreline, which I'll bring you guys with me. We haven't been down to the shoreline in a minute, so let's take our path here. And we probably should collect a lot of our resources that have been growing down here. Because we do have some cactuses and some sugarcane, which is always great to have. We picked these up on our travels. So we're going to just knock all these bad boys down just like so. Unfortunately, we're going to have to do a little bit of collection here because I don't have any kind of magnet. It might make sense for us to look into a magnet. I think in our next video, what we're going to do is get into pretty pipes and then look into getting a magnet up and going because we really do need a magnet relatively soon. All right, but we do need some sand, and I don't feel like taking sand from our shoreline here. I'm going to come out here into the water and just grab a little bit of sand. I guess I don't want to grab too much. I guess it doesn't much matter. Let's I thought I started doing some digging over here somewhere. Yeah, right over there. I already started kind of making some holes in the ground, so let's just follow that same thing right over here. Little bit of lag. We did upgrade the pack in the for the last video, and I feel like with the update, it has brought a little bit of lag to it, which I'm not a super big fan of. I don't think anyone's a super big fan of lag, but just calling it out that there is a little bit. I'm noticing it a little bit more. So, all our crops are ready to go. They're all ready to be harvested. So I guess we should do everything while we're down here. Just grab as much stuff as we possibly can. A fish just died out there. Okay, well, that's interesting. And we'll put away any of the seeds that we've picked up. And then we're going to have to throw a lot of this into our storage system. So we'll go and do that. How is our bee doing? Looks like we have a fully stacked beehive in there. We probably should upgrade that as well soon. just so much stuff to do, guys. Like, holy smokes. All right, cool. So that took out a lot of stuff. We still have some things on us, but we only need, what, 3 things of sand? Maybe, no, 3. I think we need 3. I'll grab 4. I don't remember now, guys. We only needed 2. Well, look at that. Okay, all right. Well, there we go. We got an induction smelter up and going, so that is going to give us a epic reward, and it actually completed another quest line because we did get that. So we got a rare one from that as well, getting all the goodies. So a multi-cycle injector, which increases our fuel efficiency, which is going to be extremely nice to have, guys. Extremely, extremely nice, so that when we are using our fuel, we're getting the most bang for our buck. Now I am going to take this, and I think what we'll do is we'll put our induction smelter over here, because realistically, we're not going to use it. We're not really going to have things pipe into it from these setups here. We're going to take ingots and have them pump into there on their own. And then we do have this, but I think I'm going to hold off and hold that for a different use case. So, all right, cool beans. So the induction smelter is up and going, which is really, really nice, guys, because basically what we can do is we can take any of our already made or already produced, what am I trying to say here, ingots, and make them into alloys pretty easily. So but I do want to grab some of this stuff because we're going to want to run it through. Really, I should just grab all of this stuff and run it through. The cobalt, I think we can put it through the pulverizer, yeah, and get some good stuff out of it. And cobalt, guys, cobalt is really nice to have. All right, so we're good there. Let's skip that. We're going to go to the fractioning still. That's what we need to get up and going next. So we are going to need some more invar. So good thing we have a good amount of it crafted, or yeah, crafted up here. Not that we would really need to worry about it. Grab both of those. We're going to need some Cooper glass and then redstone. Okay, so 1, 2, one of those. Little bit of Cooper and then one of those. Hope I got everything. I did. Would you look at that, guys? It's a very rare occurrence that I actually remember everything that we needed. There we go. There's our fractioning still, which is perfect. So we should have everything that we need. So let's head back over to our little tool shop, as I'd like to call it. And then we're going to probably put this in the basement. I think the basement's going to be the best place for it. And we are going to have to supply some power to it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in all this stuff in here and kind of let it run. Now, it won't fully run, unfortunately, just because we don't have an output just yet. And I haven't grabbed anything. I guess we could grab... Do we have any planks in here? I don't, but we could grab just 2 of those. This should be able to make it. I think it will auto output into a chest, if I'm not mistaken. We can get a normal chest off of that. And then what we'll do is put that on top of here. Then we want up to be our output and auto output enabled. Is that going to stick out into a chest? Yes, it is. Perfect. Okay. That's exactly what we wanted there. So it will input from here and output up to there. And luckily, for some reason, those chests aren't connecting. I have no idea why those chests aren't connecting. But you know what? I'm not going to complain. I'm perfectly fine with that. All right, downstairs we go. And we want a fractioning still to be put in here somewhere. Now, realistically, these things are... We're going to want to automate them at some point in time. But for the time being, we don't really have the resources to do that. So, I think what I'll do is I'm just going to... Well, this is only... I only have this as input right here. So, we should probably select a different wall. Where's my pickaxe? There we go. Let's pick this wall over here. I think this would be fine. Have it run down, give it some POWA, just like so. And then we're going to throw these augments into it. So the reinforced integral components and the multi-injectors, which that's not going to work in this. We need the actual, my bad. I don't want to throw them in this. I want to throw them into our Dynamo once we actually get that up and going, which is going to go right here. So we'll put that right there for the time being. And then we need to use our resin. We need to get tree oil from it. That's what we need. Tree oil, which tree oil, use the fractioning still with the resin. So if I throw the resin in there, it's going to take this and then start converting it over into what we want, which is perfect. And we need to get a whole bucket of it, which is a lot of stuff. Now, really, once we get some better pipes up and going, we can just pipe directly from this, I believe. And we've already gotten a good amount accumulated in there. But we could pipe directly into this rather than us having to do any kind of manual move. But this will produce a lot of power, guys. Again, like for 1 bucket of the tree oil, it's going to give us about 1,000, or not 1,000, 1,000,000 RF. So that's a good output right there. That's a really good output. So anyways, all right, let's head back to the base here. Let's sleep through the night, and then we're going to have to make our compression dynamo as well. Now, I think we can jump to it. No, I don't think we can just yet. I want to get most of it ready, but we need the tree oil before we do anything like that. So let's just take a quick peek at what we actually need for the compression dynamo. Seems pretty straightforward. We do need bronze though, so that's probably what we gotta spend a little bit of time on, but luckily we have our induction smelter, so all we need is copper and tin. So we'll grab 2 of those, and then 1, 2, 3. Oh, I already forget what the ratio is. What's the ratio in a induction smelter? Yeah, that'll give us, okay, so 3, and then we need 6 in total. Well, I grabbed 1 extra. It is what it is, guys, because we'll probably need a decent amount, right? Hang on, let's take a look at our setup here. So we need 1 there and then 2 there. Okay, so not too bad. We should be able to get it going, but we could throw it in our induction smelter, which will be really nice. So just like so, and then we'll get our bronze, which is really good. It's exactly what we need, right, guys? How are we doing on time? 11 minutes. Not too shabby. How are we doing on this? We do have a full bucket. There we go. That's going to complete that quest. So we can go back over here and grab some of those and our basic mechanical pipes. We also completed another quest, which is pretty nice. The flux linkage amplifier, which basically, what is this going to do for us? It's on a machine, increases the process speed, but reduces the efficiency. So this will bump up our overall speed, which is pretty nice. But yeah. All right, we got a bunch of mechanical piping now. And we do now have our tree oil, which is awesome. I'm really happy that we have that. And I really would like to start piping things from our setup over. Now, this cinnabar and gravel isn't going to export, unfortunately. So we're going to have to move that on our own. Or we could have another chest next to it. It is what it is, I guess. I really should have a location for our gravile over in our drawer setup, which I don't know if I do. I guess we could go just plop things in there and see if it works, right? But I don't think I do. I don't. Yeah, okay. So let's throw that there. And then we have our cinnabar, which I don't know if that's going to be really needed. Yeah, so we'll hold off on that. And some of these other things we can plop down later. All right, so we're going to need redstone. Redstone, iron nuggets. Yeah, okay. So how much redstone do we need? 1 or 2 here, 1 there, and then 2 iron. So 3, 1 gold, 3 iron, right? 3 iron, 2 iron. Only need 2 iron. Place 1 away. Okay. There we go. Eventually we got it. It can be a little bit finicky at times, so just keep that in mind. We'll put some of this stuff away because we don't really need it. Don't really need that. Hold on to that. Don't need that. Don't need those. We'll hold on to that because I do want to use it. And then that we don't need right now either. Okay. So we should have everything on us. All we got to do is get our bronze, which I had that extra 1 there. I'm just going to throw that in there for the time being. And then we can get our bronze gear. Pretty straightforward, right? Our flux coil. And then, just like so, we have our compression dynamo. That's going to complete another quest for us, guys, which is perfect. We're going to throw it right down here. If I could place it correctly. You can take your wrench, your hammer, I should say, and you can move it to how you want it to be, just like so. So you don't have to necessarily break it. And then what I want to do is I want to put that augment on there and that augment on there. So basically, it'll increase the amount of fuel we can have in there. We're going to throw that in there, and that's going to produce a bunch of power for us, guys, which is super nice. And this thing's going to be just backfilled. There's no reason for it to be put in there. Now, we do have this rosin, which I don't really know what it's used for. I'm not going to lie. Looks like you can smelt stuff with it, which is kind of cool. So I guess realistically, you could utilize it for certain things, and it can be put into a Sterling dynamo. So I guess we could throw them into here. That produces a lot of power. Can it be used in a... It can't be used in that, unfortunately, but it can be used in here, so that's pretty nice. So this will use up what it has to, and then it's not going to output anything more than what it utilizes. There's not going to be any waste from it. So, okay. Let's grab more of this resin real quick if there's any more. Yep, we got like 2 buckets of it. I should have another bucket on me. There we go. Now, the latex doesn't factor into it, but I did want to get it up and going because it can be useful down the line for us. So there we go. It's going to take this resin, turn it into tree oil. Now, guys, like I was saying, we need a way to move fluids around, which I don't know if there is pipes within thermal. We'll have to see here. Phone going off real quick. Double check, make sure there's nothing important there. If we go to thermal, right? I don't think there's any kind of pipe for us to use, which is kind of funny as how that would be, right? Like, they have certain things for fluid storage, but they don't have the pipes of their own, which, again, is just very interesting. And if you go to POWA, it doesn't have a fluid pipe either. It's, again, all on POWA. So, let's grab our reward from that, which was another amplifier, which we already have. And then let's take a quick peek at our overall progression here. So we don't have anything additional with pipes. We have some of these things that we could make. I'm not going to worry on that right now. So what we're actually going to do is switch gears and see what else we could do. If I go to storage, do we have anything for fluid storage? Now we have pipes, but I don't think pipes can be used for liquids, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think pipes is really just for items. So I think the other thing we could try to do is get into... not RFTools. Hang on, let me look here. All right, guys, so change of plans. I was actually mistaken. Pretty Pipes does have fluid pipes. So I'd be interested to see if we could get these going. They seem pretty straightforward. Just some cured rubber, which we have, tin and glass. So not too shabby, I would say. So let's try to get these going and see if we could set them up to automatically extract from that bad boy and just put them right into where we need them to go. So a little bit of glass. We do need some more crafted up here. So I'm going to take a bunch of this sand and we're going to throw it in here to get that smelting. We do need some tin, which we're running a little bit low on over here, but we should be able to pick some more up. And then I already forgot what else we needed because, you know, that's how I do things. And then the rubber, which I think I put the rubbers over here, if I'm not mistaken. That it is. Now, this rubber is kind of interesting. This is where your induction smelter comes into play, because you would take like dry rubber, I guess, which dry rubber, can we just use, yeah, latex in a fractioning still. So you need another fractioning still, and you could use your latex to make that dry rubber. So that's where that comes into play if you guys were curious. So we're going to bookmark these, and then we're going to make 24 of them just to see if we can get things going. We do need to sleep through the night a little bit here, so we're not getting too many baddies spawning. I'm going to take a sip here. Getting low on our drink here, so going to have to replenish it soon. This will probably be the last video we record for today. Don't know why I was heading back that way. We need to go this direction. All right. So the plan is to loop everything in together. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to dig down here. Now, I guess I didn't have to dig this side area here, but we're going to try this out. And we should be able to just get right on in here and then break that, which I hope isn't in the way of anything. Guess we'll have to go downstairs and see that. Unfortunately, it is in the way there. Okay, so we'll probably need to pull it a different direction here. Maybe along the side, or we could even have it run down behind that. and then underneath the floor here and over into it. That might make the most sense. So let's pull some of this stuff up. But really, it probably makes sense for it to go behind it, because we would want the good stuff to come under the floor and then go directly over to here. That's probably what the next move would be. All right, so what we're going to do, this is why we needed a good amount of it, which I think this will connect. Will it not connect? Like, if I do an export on the back. Okay, it does connect into it. Perfect. That's exactly what we needed. Holy smokes, guys, we're getting a good amount of lag here. So we'll probably, I don't know how we want to do this. Let me lay this out. All right, guys, figured it out how I want it to go. It's just going to connect into the back here, and I should have it set up properly. I don't think that's underneath it. I think, so hard to tell. Let's see, let's jump down here. Yep. So it should be the back of it that is hooked up then to input from up there. I just have it running behind all of this. So what we can do is kind of just close this off now that we are pretty much solid. There's a little bit of iron there, but I'm not too worried about it. We'll just leave it. It's no big deal. So there we go. We'll come back down here when we are ready to link it over to our compression dynamo. But for the time being, we're going to take it from here. I'm going to get in there and grab all that stuff. And we're going to get this run all the way just like so. And then I think I accidentally hit. Nope, not what I wanted. Why am I crouching now? Right? Am I crouching? Like if I go into, I'm sitting. Why am I sitting? There we go. Z. Okay. Gotta keep that in mind. Gotta keep that in mind. Let's switch that to my offhand. I didn't want that. All right. Give us our dirt. All right. So we should be able to link in, and then I think it'll pull out. I hope it'll pull out. Is it pulling? It's not. Or it is. Or it's not. I don't think it is. I can't tell. It's hard to tell. I missed it. Is it going down? Or is it just increasing as it's producing more resin? I think it's just producing more resin, if I'm not mistaken. So this might not work in the way I want it to. We might have to put a fluid extraction module on here. So let's grab that really quick. All right, guys. So I got up and going a high fluid extraction module as well as a retrieval module. I put the retrieval module downstairs in the basement. I'm going to try to put this on here and hopefully it works. So all you got to do is click it right on there. And then if you click, you could see that it is on this now, which I don't know, guys. It doesn't really seem to be working, unfortunately, which is a little bit of a bummer. I was hoping that we could pull directly out of this. Unless I had to just change that to be that. Maybe I do need to put a filter on it. So allowed, and we would want the resin, right? Let's try this. Because if this doesn't work, it's going to be a little bit of a bummer. Which I guess I can't grab that. That's a little bit of a bummer there. Can I get the bucket here? Just need that. Grab the bucket of that. We'll come in here, and then fluids that are allowed will be that. I don't know if that's going to work. I don't think so, guys. I don't think this is going to work, unfortunately. Like, I'm pretty bummed that this doesn't seem to work in the way that I was hoping it would. Now, I mean, it realistically it should work. I don't see why it wouldn't work, right? Unless, you know, it just wasn't compatible. And unfortunately, I have like I got 2 pipes, I guess. Unless it has to be like a specific location on this, which I don't see why it would need to be. But I mean, we could try to see if a different location will help it. So what we'll do is we'll put it like so. And then I'll take this, throw it on there, and see if it pulls. It's still not pulling anything out, which is a bit of a bummer. Is there anything else that we realistically would need to get up and going? Because there's item terminals and crafting terminals, which I don't see why we would need. And then there's all this fluid ones, right? Which I guess Pulls from other tanks in the network, filters and pulls rates by their, okay, from tanks though. So maybe that's kind of the thing with it, is maybe we need to put it into a tank, which I don't have one going, so we could try a tank. All right, guys, figured it out. So I didn't even need to have a tank on here. I just didn't have auto input enabled on this machine here. That was the only thing that was holding us back. So a little bit of a bummer there. That's ultimately what it just ended up being, was that. I mean, it's nice that it was that and we were able to figure it out, but it's still a little bit of a bummer. So what we're going to do is we're going to tear this down, because obviously I don't want it to look like this. And we're going to have it go just like so. And then where is our extraction module? I'm going to throw it on here. Yeah, because it's not going to pull anything out. I throw that on there, and then it should be able to pull out this resin. Potentially. It pulled it out before, so unless it does need to be on the top, which would be kind of funny if that is the case. Is that the case? Does it have to be on the top, man? Oh, you can hit Alt, Shift, and click to clear it out. I did not know that. Does it need to be on top? What is going on here? Is that what we got to do here? Disallowed. So everything's allowed. 225. Okay, now I'm freaking out. Maybe it does have to be like that. Because it was auto input from there. Maybe it does just need to come from the top. It can't come from the bottom like I'm hoping it would, but because we put everything back on it. Got the extraction module. There's nothing there. This should be good to go. Unless it's got to be at like a full bucket. Let's bump this bad boy up a little bit. We got the time to do it. Get it to a full bucket, and then let's see. Because, I mean, worst case scenario, we just got to reposition it once again. All right. Looks like we got to reposition it. Oh, this is hilarious. And I wish I had more pipes, but I unfortunately don't have more pipes. So we're going to have to make do with what we have here. So we need to have this, and well, how many do I have? I only have 3. So we could do 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if it'll pull from the side or not. But we could try it. And then we gotta wrap up the episode. If it pulls from the side, that'd be really, really convenient, right? And I put this on the side. Is it gonna pull from the side? No, it's not going to. Okay, so it's got to be from the top. All right, so we got to tear these down. And unfortunately, I don't have enough pipes, so I'll have to fix it later, right? When we have the ability to make some more, but I just don't have the resources to make more pipes right now. We're going to have it be like this and make it look really ugly all the way up to the top here. And then what I'm going to do is disconnect that and then just stick that right there. And then should work? Question mark? Unless it's just being hella finicky for some reason. Okay, hang on. Let me tinker with this. All right, guys. Well, it took me an eternity to figure out what was going wrong with our setup, but we figured it out. What it was is we didn't actually need this fluid retrieval mode. We were actually pretty good. Whoa, we got a fluid container. It has resin in it. Why does this... I'm so confused. Used me on a fluid tank to put my What? What is this? Okay, can I... Okay, whatever, man. I don't know how we got that. But anyway, we didn't need the retrieval. All we needed was the extraction, and then the extraction, it took care of the rest, having it input and output automatically on this machine. Now, I did put a tank in here to hold some of our tree oil, so we have a nice backlog of it. And then we have this, but I'm not hooking it up because I realized that I think it's going to burn through a good amount of our stuff without it really having anywhere to go. At least on this it did. It kind of just burns through and then there's nowhere for it to output to. So it's just kind of wasting away. So I think what we really need to do is upgrade our storage for our energy and get it to a better position. But that's going to have to be in another episode, guys, because we are out of time. I guess I put gravel in there by mistake. But yeah, we are completely out of time here, so we do need to wrap it up. So guys, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like down below, or better yet, leave a comment. Love to hear what you guys are thinking on this series thus far. I know I'm having a blast, so I hope that you guys are enjoying as well. If you are new here and you do want to follow along, definitely recommend hitting that subscribe button and bell notification, because it'll let you know every single time a new episode is posted here on the channel. We do stream over on Twitch, link for that in the description down below, along with the link to the community Discord if you are interested in joining that or checking it out in general. So yeah, find that in the link, links for those in the description down below, along with the seed for this world gen. If you guys are interested, I know a lot of you have been asking around it, so that is it. Now that was pre-update world gen, so the last version generation of the world. So if it doesn't work exactly for you, just keep that in mind. I will also say that we are working in this area right here, right? But I originally spawned across the waterway, kind of over in that direction, somewhere over there, and worked my way over here. So if you're expecting to drop in exactly where we are at, that's not going to be the case, unfortunately. So you will have to do a teeny bit of traveling. You can tell by our coordinates as well that is the case. So anyways, guys, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out as we got some better power production up and going. I think in the next episode, we're going to switch gears, focus a little bit more on something different other than thermal and POWA. I think what we're going to try to do is maybe get into some better storage options so we can actually craft things a little bit easier. We're going to check it out. So definitely stay tuned for that. But guys, thank you so much. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Take it easy.